Dutch Bros brewed up an earnings beat in the second quarter, but revenue did come in just shy of estimates despite a 34% jump year over year. The coffee chain also raised its full year guidance and says it is targeting 4,000 shops over the next 10 to 15 years. Joth Ricci is Dutch Bros CEO. He joins us now alongside Yahoo Finance's Brooke DePalma. Joth, when we talk about that growth, talk to me about what the right pace and strategy for growth is, because I believe you guys learned some lessons this quarter about how you deploy new shops and where you deploy them.
Yeah, I think we've been working on pace for 5 years, and I think that every year we've tried to grow our capacity as an organization to continue to build into the new markets and the new states we've gone into. I mean, in the last quarter we opened 38 shops in 8 different states, and some of that is about how do you go into markets? How do you think about your infill rate? How do you think about the growth of your people and your supply chain and all the other things that go with that? So we're on this pace. We're going to have some really great outcomes, and we're going to have some things that we learn along the way. And I think the most important thing, as you mentioned, is you take those lessons, you learn from them, and you continue to apply them to building your business and understanding that you're building to the 4,000 shops. It's not just about the 38 that we put in place last quarter.
Good morning, Joth. When you think about really the future design of Dutch Bros, I know that there's some different shop formats. Is there one that performs better than others? And can customers expect an entirely new format on its own?
Well, I think that over the 30 years of this company, I think that we have evolved our shop format. We've evolved the way that it looks, the size that it is, the way that it could handle the capacity of customers that we have. So, you're not just managing, in some of our smaller markets, our shop footprint is very small. In some of our new larger markets, like in Oceanside, California, or some of the things we have in Texas, you have to build out a much larger footprint to be able to handle the traffic that comes through the line. So I think the beauty of what we've done is we'll continue to evolve, and we'll continue to learn about customer expectations, how technology plays into that, how we continue to refine the inside of our shop operationally to make sure that it's efficient as possible to manage for the future. So, I don't think you ever stop thinking about how you design what you do, and you continue to work on how consistent improvement over and over and over.
And Joth, I want to dive in a step further. You did mention technology being used to speed up your lines as well as help with that traffic. What sort of technology are you using? And I know we talked about AI a bit last quarter, but is that being used on the back end of things at Dutch Bros?
Yeah, not extensively at this time. I think we're being smart about how we look at and how we implement new technology across the board. I think that I think we all agree that technology is an ongoing investment. You never really stop, and there's no moment in time. I think that we're with the launch of our rewards program a few years ago, I think that's helped us with technology in the line. It's helped improve flow through in our line. It's helped, I think, improve the customer experience and our ability to communicate with customers. It was a big part of how we drove traffic in the second quarter, and I think our team is getting better at understanding how we do that. Really every day across all regions, whether it's a 30-year-old market or one that's brand new. I think we've talked before. I think AI is inevitable as you utilize it in your business. I think you just have to be careful about what you do and how you do it, and make sure that it enhances the business versus replacing things that may not be necessary.
Joth, when I think about Dutch Bros and all of the great drinks you got, I also think about what I'd like to eat with those great drinks. And I got to ask about the goodies here. You got the chocolate chip muffin top, and that's gaining a lot of traction in our studio, particularly. When you think about all of the different elements that go into making, not just driving menu innovation, but also adoption among consumers, what are you seeing among your consumers right now in their propensity to spend and the ticket prices, particularly, and adding on the famed muffin tops to one of the great beverages?
Well, food is only about 3% of our business, and we've been careful about food. We have a small footprint. We have a customer experience that's really driven through beverages, and food is an add-on, but also, we like the profitability of this model, and our ability to be profitable allows us to continue to invest in that innovation in drinks and the things that we want to do. So, the team's been playing around with different snack items that help, I would say, accommodate the drinks that we have and the occasion that people shop at Dutch Bros in. But I think that we like muffin tops because nobody really likes the muffin below the paper. You just like the stuff on top.
It's a fact, Joth. Yep.
So so we think that's a brilliant move by the team, and it also is a fun way for us to continue to really promote what Dutch Bros is all about.
Okay, so what's beyond the muffin top then? What's next? What's being tested right now?
You look at, we're looking at different snack options. We're looking at different occasion options that are easy to eat in your car because, right, we're 100% drive-through. So we've got to think about if somebody's buying a drink for immediate consumption, they're probably buying a snack item for immediate consumption. And so we've got to think about, what really serves the purpose of a car experience that's simple to eat, easy to have in a hand. And you can't get too big in that. And you really have to think about that it's something that's going to be consumed while somebody's in the car. So smaller items, smaller snack items, think about different day parts of what people are looking for, maybe in midday or maybe an afternoon snack.
And Joth, quickly, I want to weigh in on the back end of things. Ingredients started to moderate, cost-wise this past quarter. What are you seeing more expensive at the start of this new quarter? And ultimately, what plans do you have to sort of moderate these ingredient costs in the rest of the half of the year? I know you hinted at some higher pricing this coming quarter.
Yeah, we have seen some moderation. It's been about a 1% moderation in cost of goods. I think that's really across the board. I don't think we're seeing anything that's running at the level that it was and things that we were talking about a year ago. I think now it's about, I think people are settled in, if that's the right term, as far as how cost of goods are laying out, and we'll see. We did take some price action, but some of that was more related to how we rebalanced our pricing zones and how we looked at modifiers on our drinks to be able to support some of the customization and the premiumization that the customer is looking for. So we'll look at that. I think that the price action we took is somewhere around 4%, and it will. We'll just see how the rest of the year plays out. I think there's some uncertainty related to, rates and how we might see cost of goods flow through the balance of the year. So we'll manage it and adapt as we need to.
And Joth, on that note, just any ingredients that you're seeing in particular, is it sugar costing more? Is it, sauces or syrups on the back end? What sort of ingredients are costing more these days?
Well, I think, the cost escalation that we experienced a year ago in dairy, and you've seen some sugar, prices go up, and you've seen, kind of across the board, you saw a pretty big spike, especially with dairy. None of that has come down nearly to the degree that it rose. And I think, we're really planning on those items stabilizing, and we're managing our business for a stabilized, cost environment right now. But like I said, I think that other ingredients could move, but we're not seeing that right now.
All right. Going to be watching out for those goodies. Joth, thanks so much for taking the time here today. Look, my bet is on cinnamon rolls. I'm just going to throw that out into the ether, and if all else fails, you can just crack an egg in somebody's hand in the drive-thru and call it the Rocky Meal. Who knows? Joth Ricci, who is the Dutch Bros CEO, alongside Yahoo Finance's Brooke DePalma. Thanks so much.